Yo, what up, Street Talks? Eric Kim. So, this is the thought. The notion is the notion of a reverse flex. So, what is the notion of a reverse flex? So, typically, you know, like a lot of people like to show off their material things. Like, you know, it's like, you know, I drive a Lexus, I drive a Porsche, Beamer, whatever you have you. And the funny thing is, I think in today's society, you're actually allowed to flaunt your material wealth through sometimes subtle and unsubtle ways. You know, you just, you know, rocking your Rolex, rocking your Yeezys, whatever it is. And, but the weird thing is you're actually not allowed to kind of like flex your physical body. So I think it's actually much more interesting and effective to, you know, flex your real muscles in real life. Like, it's so funny, it's like you're allowed to drive with your top off, right? Like drive around in your convertible or something, but you're not allowed to take off your shirt and walk around. So I'm like, yo, I just want to become the change and just try to change things up. So like even other flexes, you know, is that people are like, oh, you know, what car you drive? And I'm like, yo, I don't own a car. So that's like maybe even a more effective flex. You know, it's like you're almost reverse flexing. It's like, I'm so poor I don't have a car, or maybe you're so rich you don't have a car. That could be the case too. Or like and actually this is the funny thing too, is that truth be told, you could actually see somebody's material wealth more so through their minimalism than what they actually got. So even in today's world, I think the ultimate flex is to not even own a phone, because you know, most people rely on a phone for kind of everyday whatevers. But actually, if you could live life where you don't even need a phone, it seems like a much more effective life strategy, where you don't actually really need to worry so much about, you know, always being contacted all the time. Or even another flex too is that, like, in today's world, the flex is typically like, you know, how productive you are, how much money you make. I think even a better flex is saying like, I don't use email, or I don't have an email, or I haven't checked my email in like 2 years, or whatever you may have it. So even what you could do too when you're out walking, you don't have clothes on, that could be another flex. So yeah, I think it's just kind of funny because in America and the rest of the world, we're always trying to do certain, like, you know, like obviously like we live in a hierarchical society, which means there are certain people who are high class and certain people who are low class. But it might be a little bit fun to just kind of like fuck with people a little bit, where you're just kind of like you just kind of swip the formula on the head. So like even being an Asian guy, right, I'm supposed to be meek and nice and quiet, but actually for me to be more outspoken and aggressive is kind of seen in a bad way. So other ways you could do reverse flexing, yeah, like just you could flex more by saying what you don't have, what you don't do, and stuff like that. So it's kind of like a via negativa style of flexing, which I think is actually quite cool. So try not to do more in your life, strive to do less.